One day after another loss, Eggman decided to review why he lost, and what the main strengths of his side were. He realized Metal Sonic and Sage were the most valuable resources he had in the fight. But Sonic, Shadow, Silver and Espio were too much. So he decided he needed someone to help them. Infinite was not a machine and could not be reliable enough. So he made a bio-weapon. Braego Draconic, Ravenous, Excellent, Aggressive, Green, Obsidian. Sage said it was a horrible name. Metal Sonic disagreed. The next day Hydra was born. Sage had an idea: make him evolve like a caterpillar, so he can develop like Sonic in his primes. Eggman reluctantly agreed. Eggman used DNA from Silver, Espio, Chaos, Mist Dragon, Manic, Mighty, Sun Gazer and more. He emerged from an egg. His days were summed up to fighting robots, education from Sage, food from Eggs Benedict Bot and Egg Curry Bot. Eventually he evolved for the first time. this point Metal Sonic gained interest in him. Metal Sonic said, "Stop playing with those scraps." So his schedule changed. They battled constantly. They gained a brotherly bond from this. Eggman would watch as his creations battled. He kept notes. It became a game. Eggman, Sage and Metal Sonic played bingo on what skills and abilities Drago would get. The first point went to Sage. Drago uses a green flame against Metal Sonic. These fights never had any winner due to Metal Sonic only training him and holding back. Sage got a second point when they learned his best stat was durability. Eventually Metal Sonic started using Sonic's traits, basically becoming Sonic, doing the same for other characters on other days. During Drago's next evolution, Metal Sonic got a point. Eggman grunts, because Drago gained obsidian scales upon his evolution. Eggman was desperate for points now to prove his superiority. He realized Sonic developed from his adventures. So Eggman created a pocket dimension and created monsters. Without anyone knowing, after a week he revealed it. He said all the monsters have free will but have a virus he can activate. Drago enters with Metal Sonic and Sage. A medieval world, a dragon named Eggman greets them. Are you the heroes here to save us from Seo? They hear about Seo the Neon Blur. They begin their quest. After beating his first major villain, Metal Sonic gets another point. Drago's scales absorb 30% damage and store it. Against a giant crocodile he shows 2 more skills. He can use the energy in the scales to make scales glow, boosting all powers and stats, to create a force field. Eggman laughs, getting 2 points at once. They beat a few knights. During a fight against a yellow 3-tailed Cerberus fox, Drago speed dashes Eggman's 3rd point. Angry its pet was defeated, a neon blur appears. This time Sage and Metal Sonic had to help Drago in this fight. Drago invited a wisp that was following them to join. The wyvern wisp, a hybrid of the green, purple, cyan, jade and yellow wisps, can be used once a week. Drago uses this to beat the blur, but it escapes. The blur said, "I prefer to be called Chrome." Metal Sonic beats the ACYDNA Knight later on in a flash. A mere instant Sage was knocked out. Chrome says the biggest threat taken care of, it then targets Metal Sonic. It was stronger than him, but he could have beaten it by copying genes, but let it beat him, triggering Drago's rampage. In this mode, Drago gets wings. Metal Sonic says ha, getting a point, and his eyes sharpen. Seeing the two as his older siblings, he was enraged. He can now see what was once a blur. A chrome hedgehog with a red and blue tint. Drago matched its speed with his flight speed. Matched its teleportation with his durability. Drago's enraged eyes can keep up with Chrome's slowing time, his barrier being a shield against Chrome's spear. They wear equal. Chrome uses telekinesis and Drago matches it with his flames. Chrome absorbs the dragon eye. Chrome becomes more stable, becoming stronger as well. Especially increased telepathic powers. Super Chrome creates a giant of himself with telekinesis, but can't move while controlling it. It's revealed Drago's best ability, Obsidian manipulation. He can manipulate small amounts and even create living Obsidian creatures. Another save point. The other two abilities being useless in this case. Drago creates 20 Obsidian living clones. He lands almost hits Super Chrome. Super Chrome freezes the giant and moves himself, destroying Drago's arm. Metal Sonic gets another point, with a hint of a smile, as Drago easily regenerates. Super Chrome rushes to Sage with a sword, interrupted by a dragonic roar. Super Chrome freezes in fear. Eggman gets another point. Drago turns into an enraged Hydra. Immortal Drago. Eggman gets another point as the planet-sized kaiju shoots acid breath. Drago releases a surge of lightning. Finally I get a point. Eggman GHASPS, what why are you here Infinite? I wanted to see the brother Metal Sonic was talking about. I don't get it, I could definitely beat him. Eggman says without the ruby. Whatever Infinite exhales. Eggman under his breath whispers, killed by rectangle tisk, you're cube tier at best. Infinite pretending not to hear him, knowing he says with a huff and a puff. Metal Sonic gets a point as Drago summons all the enemies he defeated in exciting form. Super Chrome was equal to Infinite Drago, but this powers changes it all. Drago beats him. Drago powers down and claims the eye. A few days later in the home dimension, Metal Sonic challenges Drago to a real fight. Drago tanks most that hits, but unenraged is no match for Metal Sonic. He had none of the enraged related powers except Regen because he always had that. Eventually mid-fight Drago evolves. Drago can now enhance with lightning. Light Point Eggman shouts. Now he can run at 70% Metal Sonic speed. Now fairly evenly matched. Drago coats high hands and feet in fire. The fight gets too intense. Sage easily manhandled and stopped then. Eggman puts Drago on his first mission to stop Sonic. Sonic, who is retrieving the emeralds Eggman took to make a dimension. Sonic and his crew attack. The match is set. Infinite vs Knuckles, Sage vs Silver, Metal Sonic vs Shadow, and Drago vs a very under pressure Hedgehog. Drago rushes to Sonic. The Hedgehog said I'm not enough time repeating. Knuckles was mad at him for losing the emeralds because he got distracted getting chili dogs. Sonic quickly knocks Drago into a wall and Ryers on his shoes, here to slow. Drago releases a surge of fire that melts the wall around him, also knocking Sonic back. Sonic's acceleration far surpassed his big brother. Drago starts to lose. Drago in response uses his Wyvern Wisp. Sonic uses the Void Wisp. Both of them tired on the ground. Espio says to Sonic he started but Sonic grunts as his eyes turn to swirls. Fleetway Sonic attacks. Drago heals from all his attacks. But Drago stood no chance in this state. With all the build-up damage, Drago's scales glow even brighter than before. There was a green flame with a yellow tint and tip, showing this was the max kinetic energy he could store. This let him become 2 times Fleetway's Sonic's strength and speed. Fleetway's Sonic became more rabid the longer the fight lasted. Drago started winning but ran out of time. Sonic circles around him with a flurry of attacks. Drago didn't seem to be effective. Drago says what's the point in hits that don't hurt? Your punches are like your jokes, they have no impact. And he yelled you're too weak. While Sonic was attacking, Metal Sonic told Drago Sonic wanted to kidnap Eggman. As wings emerged from his back, Drago's Obsidian powers became much greater. As he spoke, Drago used his powers to trip up Sonic. Drago created Obsidian barriers when Sonic attempted to attack. Drago began to manipulate the Obsidian. He turned the barriers to spears. Sonic threw them back. Drago summons pillars from the ground and blocked all the blades. Drago sent the pillars at Sonic like snakes. Sonic kept dodging, tangling them. Drag could make many weak Obsidian monsters. Rampage Drago is around Super Sonic, but this Fleetway is stronger. Drago starts to lose Avalon. Drago uses his power to create one Obsidian Chrome, and enhanced it with lightning. This Chrome being at 100% Drago's power, Sonic was outdone. He had to rely on his speed and eyes. Sonic stayed on the defensive. Drago breathed a large beam of fire, finally hitting Sonic. Fleetway Sonic on the ground screaming, saw it, hope. See, Eggman was building a machine that needed the Master Emeralds to power it. Flies to Sonic. I stopped Eggman, here use these. Hypersonic joins the fray. Drago cracks a smile. Finally we get serious. Drago uses the Dragon Eye. Unleashed Drago. The eye was the key to the limiters. Eggman on Drago, out of fear he shouldn't be able to control him. Eggman long since discarded such fears. Drago sends Chrome to handle Tails, but now he could create an even stronger Chrome that didn't bother. Drago created a massive dragon. Protect Eggman, he said. This dragon being as strong as Drago, it was also enhanced by lightning. Drago and Sonic clash, speed versus durability. Drago coats himself in excitement. Eventually the victors wear clear. Sage, Shadow and Infinite return tired, but all out, their strongest forms, but Sonic and Drago just as tired. Eggman said while, on top of the dragon, Metal Sonic beat Shadow then helped the others, along with the badniks that remained, after beating Espio. Sonic stood no chance. Sonic said, damn, so y'all jumping that's so weak. Metal Sonic boasted, now you know how it feels. The Silver Sonic Tails secretly hacked escape with the Master Emeralds along with the others. Drago continued on living, helping the others on missions. Drago willingly allowed Eggman to test weapons on him. He would spar with Metal Sonic, and hang with Sage.